Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a tour of my Notion, and I'm going to show you how I use this really helpful app to organize basically every area of my life. Before we dive in, my name is Ariel, and here on this channel I talk about all things related to holistic health, wellness, and intentional living. And Notion has actually been a really helpful tool in supporting me in all of those areas. If you haven't heard of Notion, which many people haven't because I talk about it all the time and nobody knows what I'm talking about, but Notion is a productivity app that allows you to keep track of all the important things in one place. Your notes, projects, to-do lists, trips, recipes, memories, basically anything you want to track, organize, or just remember, you can do it in Notion. You can use it for professional or personal use. You can use it on your desktop, your mobile, your tablet. And what I love most about Notion is how customizable and flexible it is, as you'll see. And it's also free, so you can't go wrong with that. So let's go ahead and dive into my Notion. Welcome to my Notion. This is my dashboard, and as I was saying earlier, it's very customizable, as you can see here. Now, some people like to keep theirs really simple and minimalist, and then others like it to be really colorful and elaborate. I think I fall kind of in the middle of that, but you can create your own design, or you can actually grab someone else's. The nice thing about Notion is that there are a ton of templates that you can use to get started, which is really helpful because it can be a little bit overwhelming when you first get started. But luckily they have templates on the app and all across the internet. Some are free, most of them are free, and then some are also paid. I use a couple of templates myself here on mine, and I will highlight those as we go through, and I'll link the creators in the description box in case you want to go and check them out. So this is my dashboard. Again, it's basically my home base here on Notion. It links to the other main areas of my Notion that you can see here. And it also links to the pages of my planner, which I use basically every day. Additionally, I have some quick links here to the pages that I use quite regularly. And also I have pages that I use a lot over here to the left in favorites, so that makes it a lot easier to navigate. And so the fun thing about Notion is that you can spice it up a little bit and add your own flair and your own style to it. Some of the ways that you can do that are adding photos, stickers, GIFs, kind of like these hearts that you see here. You can also add different widgets. I won't get too much into that, but I have one widget, which is this calendar widget. You can change the color of it to match your theme, and then it updates the date every day. Notion also allows you to add icons and covers. So an example of the icons are this crown here. You can also see these different icons on each of the pages over here on the left. There's tons of options. You can use the emojis, they have other more simple icons, and you can also upload your own custom icons from sources outside of Notion. Similar with the cover, you can add a cover from some of the options that they have here, and you can also upload your own cover, which is nice. I have here my vision board for 2023. So let me show you my planner. I really love using planners. I used to use the hard copy, like book planners. I actually have a video about one that I really liked if you're into that sort of thing. But I switched over to digital a few years ago, and I've been doing that ever since. This planner is originally from a template that I got. The creator's name is Cassie Twala. I'll link her below. But I've changed it a lot since I got it. So it looks completely different, but the structure is still the same and it's really, really great. So let me just show you. I'm going to take you through my month, week, and daily spreads, I guess you can call. That's kind of a bullet journaling term, but basically my pages for each of those. So this is February. And then it starts out with my month at a glance, and in this section I have all of the weeks for that month. And at the end of each week I have been adding a photo just to remind me of a fun time from that week. And it's really nice to be able to look back at some of the things that I did during that month. At the beginning of the month I do some planning. I write out what's coming up, things that I want to learn and work on, and then other areas that I'm focusing on. At the end of the month I do a reflection, just answering these questions. Just a nice way to reflect on what I did and how I felt about that month, and it helps me plan for the next month. So let me show you my weekly page. So how I set this up is I have a motivational section where I'll add a quote or affirmation or some kind of reminder to motivate me throughout the week. And then here in the week at a glance section I have any events or appointments coming up. I don't have any this week. Some things that I'm focusing on, and then ways that I'm practicing self-care. And then here I have my master to-do list. I'm gonna get a little bit more into that later, but I have a view of that here so I can see it when I'm planning out my week. And then I have my weekly schedule, which I will take things from my master to-do list and then put them on the different days that I plan to do those. And then at the end of the week I do a little review, answering these questions, and that's kind of how I wrap up my week. And it's been a really nice exercise to do on Sundays. And then the last section of the planner is the daily section. So this is what the daily section looks like. Every day I will track my mood. So let me fill this in. This was so yesterday I was feeling pretty good. Highlights were that I let's say did grocery shopping and meal prepped. So then you're gonna see how that shows up on the weekly page. But before I go back and show you that, another option, I don't always do this, but I do it sometimes, is that I'll do like a daily journaling exercise here on this page. I have a couple of templates. This one is the 5-minute journal. If you've ever heard of that, I actually have the hard copy of that and I used to use it, but now I've turned it into a digital version, and so I can answer those questions here if I want to during the day. But the mood and highlight is something that I do every day. So if we go back to the weekly page, now it's going to show up my mood and then what I did that day. And then when I go back and do my review, I can see everything that I did for the week, which is really cool because I often forget. So that's the gist of my planner. Let's go back to the dashboard. And I will take you through each of these different areas. I'm not going to show every single thing because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long, but hopefully you'll get the gist and get some ideas of some things that you can include in your Notion if you have one or if you end up creating one after. So let's start with the wellness page. This is my health and wellness dashboard or hub. I have my habit tracker here and it gives you a view of just this week. So these are just some of the things that I'm tracking that I try to do every day. I have like a mini view of it here, and then I have a bigger view of the whole month. And then at the end of the month, I'll just create a new one and then I'll archive the old one here. So you can see that I've been doing this a long time, way back from 2021. The other page that I really love and that I've been using more recently is this meal planner page. And this is also a template that I got from Marie Poulin. She is from Notion Mastery. She has a lot of great templates and resources for Notion, so I highly recommend checking her out too. So how this planner works is here at the top, I will write down what I want to have for these different meals, and then any prep that I need to do. It's kind of like a brainstorming. And where these are coming from, these recipes that are more bolded, is coming from my recipes database where I house like all of my favorite recipes that I make often. And each recipe, let me give you an example. Let's say the biscuits. The recipe will list the ingredients, the course, the time taken, like any notes, and just various different things that I might want to know about that recipe. And at the bottom, I also have the recipe itself and the instructions, so I don't even have to go online. I can just do everything right from the app. So that's super helpful. So yeah, so the recipes that you see here are pulled from that database, which is so cool. And then over here, I have it planned out by day. I generally have the same foods for breakfast and lunch. So my weekly plan, like for each day, has what I'm gonna have for dinner. These are also pulled from that same recipe database. And this just gives me an overview of what I'm gonna have for dinner that day, which is very helpful when I do this in advance, when I do it like on a Sunday and plan it all out. It makes the week so much easier. Okay, the last thing I want to show you here is my workout template. So here I have my general workout schedule with the workouts that I want to do each day, like the type of workouts that I want to do each day. It's just a guide, but it helps me a lot when I'm planning. And then on this section, I will put in the workouts that I'm going to do, and that comes from this database down here, which is where I house like all of the workouts that I really like to do. Most of them come from YouTube, so these are all the different types of workouts based on the type. So I have yoga, stretching, strength, cardio. Let me give you an example. Like let's say we go into this one. These are some of the things that I will note about it, and then I have the video here. But it helps a lot to just have all of that organized. I don't have to like scroll through when I want to find a workout. I know what I'm doing and I know exactly where to find it. So the next page is my growth and learning page. The first page that I have here is my reading list. This is a page that I really enjoy. And the first thing is just showing what I'm currently reading. And then this section is my bookshelf of books that I have already read. Unfortunately, I don't have all the covers here. I'm gonna have to go back and update that, but you can see some of the books that I've read lately, and the rating that I give. I also have a page that shows my reading list, which are books that I want to read in the future. So that is a page that I really enjoy. Another page I have here on my growth and learning section is my learning hub. And I have two main sections here, my learning bucket list and then my courses. So my learning bucket list, I don't know if that's a great name for it, but it's basically what I want to learn about, like things that I might hear and want to learn more, or just things that I'm interested in. So this is a list of some of those things. You can see the category that they're in, and then if I have started it or not started it. And then down below, these are my courses, ones that I've already taken. It's nice to be able to just have all of that kind of in one place to remind me of the courses that I've done in the past. And I also can keep all of the login information in one place too. And then another view of that are my wish list courses that I would like to take in the future. So I have a couple listed here, the website that I can find it, and some details like the cost and what it's about. So that's really nice to keep track of. And I also have to show you this commonplace book. I love this book so much, or this section, this book. This came from the Life Notes template with Muchelle B that I was mentioning before. And it's basically a place to keep all of the things that you learn about, like come into contact with, hear about, things that you just want to remember. And this is just the place that you can put all of that. So the different categories are life notes, which are basically just little tidbits that you learn or come across, things that strike you and that you want to remember. So I have a bunch of those here. Book notes, and then quotes. I just love hearing quotes and getting inspired by them. So this is a perfect place to just note all of the quotes that you come across that touch you or motivate you. You can put them all right here. And then the last section is interesting articles and videos. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's go on to success. Here at the top, I just have some of my intentions or goals that I'm working on currently. And I will show you my 2023 yearly planning page. This is where I have my full vision board, and then my word of the year and my mission of the year, and then also some intentions that I thought about when I was planning out 2023. And then at the end of the year, in a few months, I will be doing this yearly reflection. Then the getting things done dashboard here. This also is from Muchelle B's Notion template. The main area that I use of this is the master to-do list. And it's pretty simple, but effective. And you just write down all your tasks, you check them off when they're done, you give them a context so you know kind of like what it's for. You can mark if it's a high priority, and if it has a due date, you can note that. So this is the same to-do list that you saw in my weekly page. It's cool because you can link the same lists and databases on different pages. So you don't have to actually click, back and forth. You can have it on the page that you want to see it on. So that's pretty cool. And I guess I'll show the finance tracker really quickly. This has been really helpful for me, just to get an idea of like my spending habits and what's coming in and what's going out. It's very eye-opening when you do it. So this is just an example of that. You can put in your amount if you have, a side hustle, or just, your salary, your different bills, and then you can put in the income, the expenses, and it will calculate the net, so what's left over after that. Very helpful for me. So this is my fun stuff page. Just some of the things that I like to do, some of the things that I just like tracking for fun, nothing too serious. For example, my watch list is where I keep track of the movies and TV shows that I watch. I give them a little rating. It's pretty simple, but it's actually pretty fun. And then I have my travel hub. I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do. And Notion has allowed me to keep track of my trips and some of the information. Before, I had like lists on different apps of places to go and things that I did in different places, and now I can keep all of that in one place. My last page is my home page, and so some of the things I have here are my cleaning schedule, which is basically saying the things that I want to do cleaning wise, like chores wise, every day. And I don't always do it, but at least it gives me a guide of what I'm striving to do each day. And at the bottom, I'm building out this list of like all the tasks that I want to do, like not just weekly, but like monthly or yearly tasks that need to be done around the house, just so I can keep up to date with that stuff. So I'm still in the process of working on that one. Home improvements page. So here I have a wish list of things that we want to get for the house, just things that we need and want. And then at the bottom I have home projects that we either have done or we want to do in the house. And I guess the last thing I'll show you is the shopping list. I showed you the recipes. It's the same recipes from the meal planner section. So the shopping list shows me all the groceries that I need that I don't have. So on this master list section, so this is a list of basically all of the things that I might need to buy, including groceries, household things like toiletries, all of that. And then I can check here if I don't have it and I need it, and then that's when it shows up on this grocery list. So I can go shopping with this list, check it off, and then it will disappear from the list, and it makes shopping a lot easier. So that is how I use Notion. As you can see, there's so much you can do with it. So many ways it can help make your life a little more streamlined and intentional. Hopefully this inspired you to check it out and give it a try. I would love to make more videos on Notion. I'm kind of obsessed with it. So let me know if there's anything in particular you want to learn more about with regard to Notion, or areas of my page that you want me to go into more detail about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to see more content like this. I will see you in the next video. Bye!